Picture this. 900,000 people are reported missing every year in the United States alone. You heard the number correctly. Don't believe me? Just look it up. Of the 900,000 people who are reported missing annually, around 850,000 of them are kids. As far as adults go, a large portion of missing cases typically involve people who are suffering from drug or alcohol abuse. These addicts have a tendency to go on benders, disappearing from their friends and families for days on end while they pump their bodies full of booze and illegal narcotics. Given these facts, we see the number of people, both children and adults, who are abducted by strangers is actually relatively small. Only about 150 of these kinds of abductions are estimated to occur in the United States annually. Now, picture this. You were an artist, a painter who specialized in Impressionism. You loved art all of your life. When you were young, you saw a coffee table book. You saw a coffee table book when you were 12 years old that had a picture of Blue Dances by Edgar Degas, and you couldn't look away from it. You were mesmerized by the colors, the brushstrokes, the way the girls in painting contour their bodies. You knew right then and there that you wanted to create something as gorgeous and spellbinding as that picture. You studied the greats, Renoir, Degas, Cézanne, and of course, Manet. When you turned 15, you started taking art classes after school at local community college, but you never shared the passion with anyone, not even your closest friends and family. What if they laughed at you? What if they told you that your paintings were sloppy or ugly? So you hid your passion from everyone you know. You wanted to study art in college, but society told you that only morons do that. Instead, you opted for an engineering degree. Your parents were happy, you graduated from the school and got a job where you sat in a cubicle and made $55,000 per year. You spent all day, every day, musing about what it would be like to do nothing but paint. You tried to keep up with your art, but you never had that time. Your boss asked you to work weekends every chance he got. And when you did have a second to yourself, you were too tired to do anything but watch TV or surf the web. You fell into a depression. Picture this. An estimated 1 in 10 adults suffer from depression. That means that there are at least 31 million people in the United States who feel lost, who feel hopeless, who feel like the world would be a better place without them, and you were one of those people. You wore masks in front of your friends and family. That part was easy. You had been hiding your passion from them all your life. But when you got home, you laid in bed and you cried. You thought about drowning an entire bottle of aspirin, but you were too afraid of what people would say if you survived. You stood on the edge of your bathtub with one end of a belt looped around your neck and the other fastened to the metal rod of your shower curtain while you weighed pros and cons of suicide. You spent hours surfing the internet, visiting forums, looking for a way to save yourself. You even went as far as to pose questions anonymously, pleading for help. And then you got a piece of advice that you believed you were searching for. From Reddit, of all places, a website famous for stupid cat pictures and bastardizing the word meme. It came in the form of comment in a thread made about feeling suicidal. You were so excited after reading their advice that you closed your browser's window before checking where it came from. You were concerned those words were sent straight to you from your guardian angel, watching over from heaven. Your web surfing savior said, I picked up painting as a means to channel my depression. Whenever I'm feeling down, I grab a brush and I get to work. It helps to serve as a fantastic distraction. So, picture this. You took the guardian's angel advice and ran with it. You swore off suicide, called your mom and dad and told them you love them. The very next morning you woke up and headed to the library when you spent the entire day reading about your favorite artists. Then you stumbled upon a book with a picture of blue dancers and you found yourself awestruck. It was the moment you decided to quit your job and follow your dreams. Your mom and dad weren't happy, but they understood. It took all of the courage you could muster to show them a piece you prepared for them. After all, it was more than just a picture to you. It was your heart, your dreams. It was a piece of your soul. It went better than you expected. The painting made your dad smile and your mother tear up. Since you had no job, they let you move back and turn your room into a studio until you could figure out all things. And picture this. You began receiving compliments, total strangers telling you how much they loved your art. A few people even commissioned pieces from you. You sold your first painting for $300 to a newlywed couple in Minnesota who said your art would be perfect for their new home. You opened an online store, started a blog, and even built a website with links to all of your social media accounts. An art enthusiast magazine even did a feature on one of your pieces. It wasn't on the cover or anything, but it was an honor just to get a tiny blur. Eventually, you made enough money to move out of your parents' house and get a small apartment of your own. But picture this. When one begins to receive admirers, they also start to attract critics. People who question how or why you got to where you were in your career. After all, it's not like your paintings were touring museums around the country. You were barely scraping by, but they couldn't support themselves with their art, so they hated you. Some of the others, detractors, weren't artists at all. They were just trolls. They used the cloak of anonymity to message you through Twitter just to call you names. You no longer heard the praise and the compliments. They were still there, but almost muffled in a way. Suffocated and drowned out by a vocal minority who only wanted to see you fail. You fought to prove yourself. The closer you get to creating your very own blue dances, the more hate and virtual they spewed at you. Picture this. Hacking isn't nearly as difficult as Hollywood would have you believe it is. All you need is patience. Patience and understanding that people, even anonymous internet trolls, get a little too comfortable and give away personal information without even thinking about it. Now, picture this. The haters kept coming for you. One commenter is practically really got under your skin. His username was DarkPainter97, and every remark he made on your art blog was rude and spiteful. Overrated, he called you. Unoriginal and uninspired as well. You could see the resentment seeping out of every comment he left underneath your post. You had grown sick of his cyberbullying. Part of you wanted to see what this keyboard warrior looked like in real life, so without thinking you clicked on his username. The link directed you to the profile page of his blog, but he didn't have any pictures uploaded to it. However, a caption in the About section caught your eye. It said, "Follow me on Twitter at darkpainter97. You checked out his Twitter account to see if this anonymous jackass has posted any photos of himself. He hadn't, and his profile picture was just some stupid cartoon character. But you did notice he was very active on his account. He went back and forth tweeting jokes with one particular user quite frequently. A teenager whose user handle included his real name with a very clear face pic. They appeared to be good friends. Then you realized that the 97 in darkpainter97 was most likely a reference to the year your tormentor was born. It made sense. It takes certain amount of immaturity and free time to cyberbully someone, and teenage boys have both of those in spades. You performed a Facebook search of his friend's name and found him pretty easily. His profile page had the privacy functions disabled, so it wasn't hard to poke around.